Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I'm going to jump right in it. This is Deontay Wilder. The man has spoken. The WBC champ has spoken about the response, rather, to the video that Anthony Joshua posted, and he was interviewed. And basically he said, it's an insult. The offer was not up to par. He actually found it rather insulting by his remarks, and it was like his remarks were on the grounds of, hey, you got to detach yourself from your mom's titty at some point, I think shame or something like that. It was nothing negative. I remember reading it this morning. And so basically we know that, well, the good news is, here's the good news. Okay, let's go with that. The good news is that the fights are actually negotiating. Okay, and if you've seen my previous video, I was talking about negotiations. That's what really accounts. It's not about tweets. It's not about videos that people call out each other. It's not what they say after the fight, after another fight. It matters on what happens behind the scenes with the actual business people, the promoters that makes the fights, and they're negotiating. That's what you have. They're negotiating, and Anthony Joshua being the A side, of course, his camp, him and Eddie Hearns, they offered Deontay Wilder, I think it was $12.5 million, and of course he turned it down, and it was a flat rate, right? Now, we saw these flat rates in other fights. Floyd did it to Manny Pacquiao, and I thought that was super shitty. Canelo did it to Golovkin on their first attempt, and, I think that was pretty shitty. It was like a $15 million flat rate. Floyd offered Manny Pacquiao $40 million with no revenue, and now we have AJ and Eddie Hearns offering Deontay Wilder $12 million flat. Let me break down the differences between all three. Okay. Deontay Wilder, first of all, I think he should take the fight. I think he should take the money, because if he's that confident in beating Anthony Joshua, just take the money, and because there's other videos, and I will find them and post them under this video here, that supports my claim on why Deontay Wilder has already offered, hey, I'll take anything, right? I'll take whatever you give me if I beat, just to fight you. And if I beat you, you take the same offer that I took. That's only fair. So now why is it, you ask yourself, why is now Deontay Wilder saying these tweets about how he's felt offended, rather, on on a standpoint of like, hey, I can't believe you offered me this. Well, you just said in your video that you'll take whatever he offers you as long as you fight. Then you take what Anthony Joshua, or you call the shots on the rematch. And there should be a rematch if either one wins. This should be a saga, because these are the two best, right? For all the marbles, for all the belts. And I don't see why Deontay Wilder now has this particular grim look. Well, if it's a flat rate, it's $12.5 million. He has never made that amount of money in his life. Okay, that shit will take him. It will take him at least 10 to maybe 12 fights to make $12 million. So they're offering him is a good offer by the standpoints of his popularity and his social status, as well as his backing. He doesn't have a country behind him like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is the cash cow. He makes $20 million a fight, and then he wants to offer you half of his purse, which you don't even make a tenth of that. You don't make a 10% of what Anthony Joshua makes. You see what I'm saying? So he shouldn't feel that way. If he feels that way, he should go on ahead and make the fight happen, take the 12.5, you know what I mean, and cash out. You don't need revenue when you got $12 million. I would rather take $12.5 million than to have revenue on a damn fight where I've only made 1.5. because it's not going to add up at the end of the day. You might end up with maybe 2.5 million, or even 3, but that still doesn't add up. That doesn't compare to 12.5 million. You know, so he should just take the fight and be thankful. If he says he's humble, you know, be humble, be thankful, and take the fucking money. You knock out Anthony Joshua, now you can call the shots. Now you are undisputed champion of the world, heavyweight champion of the world. That's an American, and that's been a long time coming. You know what I'm saying? Now he can do what he needs to do. Sometimes you got to crawl before you can walk. That's fact, you know? And how does this differ? You know, a lot of people compared. I've seen other videos. People compared Manny Pacquiao and Golovkin, and you know, those other fighters that refused that type of money. First of all, Manny Pacquiao had a country behind him. Manny Pacquiao was a world icon. Manny Pacquiao was an 8-division world champion before this fight was ever even, before this deal from Mayweather was ever even brewed up. Okay, so Manny Pacquiao made $20 million a fight, $25 million a fight. Fact. When Floyd offered him $40 million with no revenue. Yes, that was a bullshit deal, because Floyd didn't, you know, Floyd's egotistical mindset, he thought it was all about him. But Floyd knows, or he should have known, or he grown to know, that Manny Pacquiao had just as much of a following as he did, if not more. People knew who Manny Pacquiao is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't know who the hell Deontay Wilder is. People didn't rather know, you know, people started to know who Triple G was when Triple G was knocking everybody out. Triple G was the champion at that weight class. Okay? So, and that was a different fight for a different reason. Manny Pacquiao fighting Floyd Mayweather was for pound for pound. Okay? Who was the best pound for pound? That's a long story, it goes back. I don't have time to explain that in this video. But mind you, that fight was for a whole different reason, okay? Because they were both pound for pound at one point, and Floyd was claiming he was pound for pound, and that's how that whole fight started. As well as, now, as far as Canelo and Triple G goes, Canelo offered Triple G, which was the fucking champion at the weight class, like $15 million with no revenue. Like, Triple G wasn't shit. Like, Triple G didn't have Mexican followings. No, he didn't have as many as Canelo, but people knew who Triple G was. He was he was a champion. He was like a 4-division champion, well, a 3-division champion at his own weight class. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he had all but one of the belts. And if you want to count the Ring Magazine belt, if you want to count it, you know, he didn't have that belt because Canelo had that belt. You know, he got from Cotto. Okay, so but all in all, Golovkin didn't have to take that amount of money, you know, without revenue. That's just disrespectful. Now, Deontay Wilder is the least known of everyone. Okay, he's not a Triple G. He's not a Manny Pacquiao. You know, he's a person that that needs to be known, and he needs to make that accomplishment. He did a great accomplishment by beating Luis Ortiz. He knocked him out in the 10th round, you know, and, you know, he did that. But, you know, to get that championship stardom, he's going to need to make some sacrifices. And this is one of them, I feel. I feel that he should take the money, you know, and I don't want to hear any, oh, I feel offended because why would you offer me such little money? It's $12.5 million. That's not peanuts. You know, so it is what it is. But anyhow, you guys tell me what you feel about this. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. You guys been counterpunched. Peace.